O divine architect of the cosmos and intimate sculptor of every soul, we come before you in this quiet moment, hearts laid bare, seeking not just your presence, but your profound understanding. There is a persistent ache, a subtle, often unacknowledged void that echoes within so many of us, even amidst the clamor of our most celebrated triumphs and the relentless pursuit of earthly achievements. We navigate a world brimming with endless distractions, a digital symphony of fleeting moments and superficial connections that promise fulfillment yet often deliver only a hollow resonance. We chase goals, scale mountains of ambition, accumulate possessions, and curate perfect narratives. Yet beneath the polished surface, a silent hunger gnaws, a yearning for something more substantial, something eternally satisfying. This gnawing emptiness isn't a sign of failure, Lord, but perhaps, as we dare to consider, it is an invitation, your tender, persistent call to a deeper reality. We spend our days reaching, striving, and grasping, our hands often outstretched for purpose and meaning amidst the incessant noise, only to find what we hold is ephemeral, dissolving like mist at dawn. The quiet longing that sometimes catches us in solitary moments, in the hush before sleep or the stillness of a morning, isn't a flaw in our design. It is a sacred compass, pointing us inward, guiding us towards a source often overlooked, a wellspring of life we have forgotten how to draw from. It's a whisper, gentle yet undeniable, stirring within the very core of our being, urging us to pause, to listen, to truly see. This is the very essence of your love, isn't it, Father? Not a judgment for our wanderings, but an outstretched hand, a patient invitation to turn from the superficial and embrace the substantive. We confess our tendency to fill our lives with busyness, with noise, with anything that might drown out that quiet ache, fearful of what we might find in the silence. Yet it is precisely in this vulnerable space, in the recognition of our spiritual hunger, that your divine grace begins its work. As your word reminds us in Revelation 3:20, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and dine with him, and he with me." This isn't a forceful entry, but a gentle, respectful invitation to communion, a promise of presence that can transform our desolation into a sacred dwelling. We stand at the threshold of your invitation, Lord. This journey promises not burden, but profound unlocking. It requires courage to acknowledge the barrenness within, admitting worldly success has left us parched. This path is illuminated by intentional seeking, exploring our hearts, guided by your Holy Spirit. We prepare for a space where vulnerability is strength, surrender, ultimate victory. We sense a shift, a profound possibility. The emptiness we've avoided is the precise opening for your radiant light. This light, we anticipate, will reveal an ocean of unconditional, divine love, filling every void, transforming doubt into unwavering peace, confusion into clarity, and transient existence into vibrant, anchored reality, available right now. We open our hearts to this transformative embrace, eager for the unlocking of profound love today. Yet, as we delve deeper into your divine blueprint, we uncover a foundational truth that reorients our perspective entirely. Your unwavering commitment to defend and uplift every soul that turns to you. This isn't merely a comforting thought, but a bedrock promise etched into the very fabric of existence and reiterated throughout sacred scripture. Consider the powerful declaration found in Isaiah 41:10, a passage that resonates with the might of your eternal covenant. "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This isn't a passive assurance, it is an active, dynamic pledge from the Creator of all that is. It speaks to a divine intervention that transcends human capability, a steadfast presence that transforms trepidation into triumph. Indeed, with your formidable intervention, no adversary, visible or unseen, can ultimately prevail against those you champion. Reflect upon this profound certainty. The very forces that seek to undermine our peace, to sow seeds of doubt, or to erect barriers of despair, are rendered impotent in the face of your sovereign power. When you feel the crushing weight of external pressures or the subtle whispers of discouragement attempting to derail your spiritual journey, remember that you are not abandoned to face these trials alone. Your God stands as an unyielding bulwark, a celestial fortress around you, ready to deploy legions of grace and strength. The battles waged in the spiritual realm, often unseen by the physical eye, are met with your formidable might, ensuring that the schemes of darkness are utterly confounded. Furthermore, this divine commitment extends beyond mere defense. It encompasses a profound upliftment. There are seasons when life's challenges threaten to submerge us, when the currents of adversity pull us towards depths of despondency. It is precisely in these moments that your hand reaches down, not just to steady us, but to raise us to higher ground. You elevate our perspective, granting us clarity amidst confusion, and infuse our spirits with an indomitable hope. Imagine a seasoned climber scaling a treacherous peak, momentarily losing their footing. Instead of plummeting, they find an unexpected, firm hand gripping theirs, pulling them back to safety, then guiding them to a more secure path. This is the essence of your uplifting grace, a power that not only prevents our fall, but propels us forward with renewed vigor and purpose. Moreover, understanding this scriptural foundation shifts our posture from one of anxiety to one of assured victory. When you internalize the truth that God is for you, what then can truly stand against you? This isn't a call to complacency, but an invitation to courageous faith. It empowers you to confront the giants in your life, be they systemic injustices, personal limitations, or the insidious lies of the enemy, with the unwavering conviction that the battle is already won through your divine authority. Your commitment ensures that even in moments of perceived weakness, an unbreakable strength flows through you, a strength derived not from human resilience, but from the infinite wellspring of your omnipotence. Consider the historical tapestry of faith, woven with countless narratives of your people facing overwhelming odds, only to witness your miraculous deliverance. From the parting of the Red Sea to the silencing of lions, these accounts are not mere historical footnotes, they are living testaments to your immutable character as defender and deliverer. They serve as a powerful reminder that the same God who performed these wonders millennia ago remains eternally present and actively engaged in the lives of His children today. Therefore, when you encounter what seems an insurmountable obstacle or feel threatened by forces beyond your control, recall these ancient victories. Let them ignite within you a fresh understanding of your absolute sovereignty and your personal investment in your well-being. Ultimately, this profound scriptural foundation establishes an unshakable confidence. It means that the emptiness once felt, the yearning for purpose, finds its ultimate resolution not in personal striving, but in the secure embrace of your unwavering protection and elevating grace. It affirms that the journey inward, prompted by that initial invitation, leads directly to a revelation of your power, a power that guarantees no enemy can truly prevail, and no burden is too heavy for your righteous right hand to uphold. This understanding fortifies the spirit, granting an inner peace that stands firm against all external pressures, anchoring us in your eternal truth. The initial unease, that persistent sense of an unfulfilled quest despite outward successes, begins to reveal itself not as a deficit within us, but as a subtle, sacred prompt. It is as if the very architecture of our being, designed for a connection far grander than fleeting earthly triumphs, gently nudges us away from the superficial and towards the substantive. This inner stirring, once a source of quiet anxiety, transforms under a new light, becoming a compass needle unerringly drawn to its true north. The initial unease, that persistent sense of an unfulfilled quest despite outward successes, begins to reveal itself not as a deficit within us, but as a subtle, sacred prompt. It is as if the very architecture of our being, designed for a connection far grander than fleeting earthly triumphs, gently nudges us away from the superficial and towards the substantive. This inner stirring, once a source of quiet anxiety, transforms under a new light, becoming a compass needle unerringly drawn to its true north. It points us directly to the profound truth that the very hunger we seek to satiate with external achievements is, in fact, an invitation to an entirely different feast, one prepared by a hand far greater than our own, for a spirit far deeper than our immediate perceptions. As we yield to this inward pull, recognizing the call embedded within our deepest longings, we are not met with an empty echo, but with an active, resounding affirmation. The journey into the quiet chambers of the heart, often perceived as a solitary venture, is revealed instead as a pivotal moment of encounter. It is here that the gentle knock on the door of our spirit is met with an immediate, powerful response from the divine. The very act of acknowledging our spiritual thirst unlocks a floodgate of grace, transforming the barren landscape of perceived emptiness into a fertile ground teeming with life and purpose. This isn't a passive waiting, but an active, dynamic engagement where our human vulnerability is met by an infinite, divine strength. This profound interplay illuminates a truth that redefines our understanding of security and belonging. The recognition of our intrinsic need for something beyond the material doesn't expose a weakness, but rather it opens the channel for an unbreakable strength to flow into our lives. It's akin to a vessel, once thought to be sturdy enough on its own, discovering it is designed to be perpetually refilled from an inexhaustible source. A source that not only replenishes, but also fortifies its very structure. What emerges from this convergence is a foundational certainty. The very forces that once seemed overwhelming, the anxieties that chipped away at our peace, find themselves confronted by an unwavering bulwark. This divine presence, once merely a distant concept, becomes a tangible reality, an active defender standing guard against the seen and unseen currents that seek to destabilize our inner core. The implications of this realization are transformative, reshaping our daily experience from one of striving and defending to one of abiding and receiving. We begin to perceive challenges not as insurmountable obstacles to be conquered by our limited might, but as opportunities to witness the unfolding of a higher power at work within and around us. The persistent gnawing of the soul, once mistaken for a flaw, is now understood as a sacred mechanism, guiding us perpetually towards the wellspring of life. This shift in perspective allows for an inner reorientation, where the transient nature of worldly pursuits fades into the background, and the enduring reality of divine connection takes center stage. Our footing becomes firm, not because the ground beneath us has suddenly solidified, but because our anchor has found purchase in an eternal, unmoving foundation. This convergence of internal longing and external divine response paints a vivid picture of a reality far more expansive and comforting than we could have ever engineered ourselves. It speaks to an existence where the search for meaning is not a burdensome quest, but a joyous uncovering, where the deepest vulnerabilities are met not with judgment, but with an embrace of unconditional love. It's a profound unlocking, not of something new, but of something eternally present, waiting to be fully recognized and received. As we reflect on this journey thus far, tracing the path from quiet yearning to the revelation of an active, protective divine presence, we find ourselves on the precipice of a deeper truth. The persistent questions begin to dissolve, replaced by a burgeoning sense of peace, a clarity that transcends mere understanding, and a vibrant, anchored reality that is not somewhere in the distant future, but profoundly, wonderfully available right now. This is the threshold where all the scattered pieces of our quest coalesce into a singular, breathtaking revelation. The journey we have traced, from the subtle ache of an unfulfilled spirit to the radiant embrace of divine love, culminates not in a destination, but in a profound transformation of our very way of being. We began by acknowledging that persistent emptiness, that quiet yearning gnawing beneath the surface of fleeting successes, not as a sign of personal failing, but as a sacred invitation. It was a whisper from the divine, a gentle yet insistent call to turn inward, away from the clamor of a distracting world, towards a source of boundless life often overlooked. This recognition, this vulnerable admission of spiritual hunger, was the first courageous step on a path not of burden, but of profound unlocking. What we discovered on this path was far grander than mere solace. It was an active, unwavering commitment from the Creator to defend and uplift us, to fill every void with an ocean of unconditional love. The scriptural foundations we explored laid bare the truth. With God's intervention, no enemy can prevail. No struggle is too great for His righteous right hand to uphold. The anxieties that once seemed insurmountable, the fears that whispered doubts into our souls, are now confronted by an unbreakable bulwark of divine protection. This isn't a passive assurance, but an empowering reality, where every challenge becomes an opportunity to witness the unfolding of a higher power, transforming our desolation into a sacred dwelling. This revelation empowers us to confront the internal struggles, the anxieties, and the insidious whispers of inadequacy, not with our own limited strength, but with the authority of faith. We are called to speak out against these challenges, to declare God's promises over every aspect of our lives, knowing that we are shielded by an invisible yet invincible defense. The imagery of God standing as our defender against both seen and unseen adversaries is not a poetic flourish. It is a living truth, a constant presence that reinforces our spirit and guards our peace. This divine protection is not merely a shield from external harm, but a profound inner security, anchoring us in a vibrant reality that transcends the transient nature of earthly existence. Therefore, let us carry forth this understanding, allowing it to permeate every fiber of our being. Trust in divine guidance is no longer a hopeful wish, but a daily practice, an active surrender that opens us to wisdom beyond our own. The call to action is clear: to walk in faith, to declare these promises not as mere words, but as living truths that shape our perception and define our reality. This transformative embrace, this breathtaking, radiant light that floods the spirit, fills every void, turning doubt into unwavering peace, confusion into clarity, and a transient existence into a vibrant, anchored reality, available right now. This is the profound unlocking of love, not as a future promise, but as a present possession. So, go forth, beloved souls, not merely with a renewed sense of purpose, but with a living, breathing connection to the source of all life. May you be blessed with an unshakable inner peace that calms every storm, a clarity of vision that illuminates every path, and an overflowing joy that springs from the depths of your being. May you feel the constant, tender embrace of God's unconditional love, a love that fills every space, heals every wound, and transforms every fear into an audacious trust. Rest in the certainty that you are always seen, always known, and always cherished by the divine architect who crafted your spirit for this very connection. Let this not be a fleeting moment of inspiration, but the commencement of a sustained journey, lived in the full awareness of this divine reality. The true practice begins now, in the quiet moments and in the bustling demands of your daily life, to remember this profound unlocking. It is in the conscious choice to lean into this love, to surrender your anxieties, and to declare your faith that this anchored reality becomes your enduring truth. May your spirit be forever attuned to the gentle whispers of grace, and may your life be a radiant testament to the boundless love that has transformed your emptiness into an eternal wellspring of peace. You are held, you are cherished, and you are eternally loved.